Good morning. Welcome to our daily devotion. It is Friday. It is October 8th. As you probably have figured out by now, I'm not going live now anymore on Facebook because I've learned how to save the videos from Instagram, and then I can repost it to Facebook. So I'm trying to get it as close to 8 o'clock as I can, but it's hard because it takes a certain amount of time to download and it's different every time. So, but it keeps me from having to give the message twice on each morning. So let's get into it. The word we're talking about today is evil. Evil is just profoundly immoral and wicked. Complete absence of any good. Satan is the epitome of evil. We see evil all around us every day, don't we? You can't turn the news on without seeing evil. It's interesting because that's what people want to watch. I mean, TV is demand. What people demand, that's what's on TV. So if there's smut and violence on TV, that's what the people are demanding. We don't see shows like Little House on the Prairie or whatever that one was, Saved by an Angel or whatever it was. I can't remember. But we don't see those kind of movies. It's interesting. My daughter, Tisha, is homeschooling, and she's using Little House on the Prairie for history. So her three kids watched the episodes of the Little House on the Prairie to see what it was like back in the old Western days. I don't know how many of you remember that show with Michael Landon. We see evil. We're not certain how much evil there is in politics. We're not certain how much evil there is in Hollywood and with pro athletes. We're not even sure how much evil there is in churches with the leadership. But there's evil. There's evil around us, and unfortunately, we see it constantly. So God has a lot to say about this for us. So I'm going to read quite a few scriptures here this morning and just allow God to talk to you. Remember the story of Job in the Bible, where Satan is allowed into the presence of God, and God asked Job where he's been, and he said, from rocking around on the earth, back and forth on it, and he said, have you considered my servant Job? And this is what he says about Job. He said, in the land of Uz there lived a man whose name was Job. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. Shunned evil. He stayed away from evil. Further, it says further in verse 8, then the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. Could the Lord say that about you? Could the Lord say, have you considered John? Have you considered Jim? Have you considered Ryan? Have you considered Marcy? She loves the Lord and she shuns evil. Oh, wouldn't that be great if God could say that about us? And Psalm 97:10 says this. I'm looking at 90s. Let those who love the Lord hate evil. God wants us to hate evil, not just to not do evil, but to actually hate evil. And then in Psalm 101:4, it says, people of a perverse heart shall be far from me. I will have nothing to do with evil. This is David saying, I will have nothing to do with evil. That's what we need to do. We need to say, I will have nothing to do with evil. In Proverbs 8:13, it says, to fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior, and perverse speech. So to fear the Lord is to hate evil. And then in 10:23 of Proverbs, it says this, a fool finds pleasure in evil conduct, but a person of understanding delights in wisdom. And then 11:27 says this, he who seeks good finds good, but evil comes to those who search for it. You look for evil and you can find it. You'll find it. Look for good and you'll find good. Which one do you look for the most? Isaiah 5:20. God says this, woe to those who call evil good and good evil. Woe to those who call evil good. When you see someone singing on national TV, completely nude, just covered by the guitar she's using, you don't call that art. That call that evil. That she did that for a purpose. It's to flaunt evil. That we see way too much of that today. Way too much of that. That's why God said, don't call evil good. Call it what it is. So when you see someone cheating on their spouse, don't call that normal. Don't say that's normal. When you see a head football coach doing what he did on a video with some young girl, don't make excuses for that. Don't make excuses for that. Imagine how his wife must feel, how betrayed she must feel, even though she's saying everything but that. How betrayed she must feel. That's evil. That's not good. That's evil. So don't ever call evil good. Isaiah 13:11 says this, I will punish the world for its evil, the wicked for their sins. I will put an end to the arrogance of the haughty and will humble the pride of the ruthless. God says he's going to punish. He will punish, and it says, I will punish the world. You're not just talking about I will punish individuals, I will punish the world. Is it possible that the United States is being punished for the evil that it allows and permits and puts up with? Is it possible that that's the case in other countries? The whole world? In Matthew 12:35, Jesus says this, the good person brings out good things out of the good stored up in them, and the evil people bring out evil stored out of the evil in them. If you're good, good comes out of you. And if you're evil, evil comes out of you. It's hard to bring good out of evil. And it's hard to bring evil out of good. I'm certain that each one of you are good. You would be watching this. You wouldn't be watching this video if you weren't seeking good and if good wasn't in you. In Romans 12:9, says this, love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Hate what is evil, but cling, hold on tight to what is good. And then in 12:17, it says this, do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everybody. Don't, if someone's evil to you, don't be evil back to them. Remember what Jesus said? Love your enemies, even love you, do good to your enemies. And then in 1 Thessalonians 5:22, I just want you to hear what God has to say. I told you a lot of verses. Avoid every kind of evil. Avoid every kind of evil. And for young people, in 2 Corinthians 2:22 says, flee the evil desires of youth and pursue righteousness, faith, love, peace. Flee those evil desires of your youth. So I hope you heard God here this morning. God hates evil, and he wants us to hate evil. He doesn't want us to ever call evil good. We have to call sin a sin. We can't call evil good. So I hope God spoke to you this morning. If it did, share it so others can hear the message also. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. God bless you all.